Everyone thinks they're intelligent until they meet a genius. But what if you could think like one? By tapping into your potential, anyone can have a genius moment. So how do you think like a genius? Let's delve into the science-backed ways that will help you unlock your inner brilliance. No. 1. Embrace curiosity. How many times have you thought to yourself, how does this work? Or, why is it always like this? You might even find yourself explaining simple things to others in great detail just because you're interested in it. If you're guilty of these things, then embrace your inner child because that's where your genius lies. There's a quote that goes, the most effective way to have ideas is not to try and think of ideas. And that's true. When we force ourselves to come up with new ideas, it restricts our thinking. Genius doesn't function like that. Instead of forcing your brain to work, let it wander freely. A study in the Springer Journal of Philosophy and Psychology found that people who had an open mind and questioned their assumptions were more likely to make innovative contributions to their field. This is known as having an empty cup. It's the ability to cast aside everything you know and start fresh. It's also how children learn. Children don't bring any preconceived notions to the table. They see the world for what it is and ask questions accordingly. To practice thinking like a genius, set aside time each day to play with your food, rearrange your furniture, look at everyday objects from different angles. Basically, take the approach of a kid. Allow your imagination to run wild. You never know what brilliant ideas will pop up when you least expect it. 2. Be obsessed. Now, before we go further into this point, we want to mention that we're not referring to unhealthy obsessions here. Instead, we're talking about having a deep interest in something that drives you to learn more about it. People often quit when faced with challenges. However, geniuses have the uncanny knack for staying with a problem long after everyone else has given up. They keep working on it late into the night, sometimes not sleeping at all until they figure it out. Take the Wright brothers, for instance. After their first attempt at a powered flight ended in disaster, they went back to the drawing board. They tinkered and tested until they perfected the airplane, changing the world forever. Similarly, Thomas Edison didn't stop at the first failed attempt. In fact, he failed more than 1,000 times trying to perfect the light bulb before finally succeeding. The key to unlocking your genius potential lies in your obsession. Don't give up when you encounter problems. Instead, dive deeper into the issue, explore different angles, and attack it from various perspectives. Keep working at it, refining and improving until you've conquered the challenge. Remember, true genius isn't just about intelligence. It's about dedication, focus, and unwavering commitment. Obsessing over a problem allows you to truly understand its complexities and nuances, leading to innovative solutions that others would never have thought possible. 3. Combine ideas. Have you ever noticed how geniuses seem to have this uncanny ability to connect ideas that others miss? They're like the ultimate idea brokers, linking seemingly disparate concepts together to create something entirely new. For example, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was a master at combining ideas. He combined technology, design, and creativity in a way that no one else could, which led to some of the most iconic products of our time. Geniuses are able to come up with new and innovative ideas by taking existing ideas from different areas and mixing them together. They're constantly looking for patterns and connections between ideas and then experimenting with new combinations. This is because they're able to think outside the box and break free from conventional thinking. This is where the saying, "there's no stupid ideas," really comes into play. Because what might seem like a ridiculous combination to you could be the next big thing to hit the market. Now, you may think that coming up with innovative ideas requires a certain kind of innate talent. And while it's true that some people have a natural aptitude for it, the truth is that anyone can learn how to become more creative. One way to develop your creativity is to immerse yourself in different areas and expose yourself to different kinds of people. Attend workshops, read books, and watch documentaries on topics that are outside of your comfort zone. This will help you to broaden your perspective and open your mind to new possibilities. By exposing yourself to different points of view, you'll be able to make connections that others haven't thought of. Once you start doing this, you'll soon realize that coming up with innovative ideas isn't as difficult as you thought. All it takes is a willingness to step outside the box and explore the unknown. 4. Challenge the norms. Geniuses are notorious for their ability to spot patterns and trends that others miss. They're the ones who can see the bigger picture and connect the dots in a way that leads to groundbreaking insights. For instance, Steve Jobs was able to see the growing trend of people carrying around portable music players and smartphones and saw the need for a device that could combine both functions. That's how the iPod was born. But it's not just about spotting trends. Geniuses also have the ability to question the status quo and challenge conventional wisdom. They don't accept things at face value and dig deeper to understand the underlying causes and effects. Take the Wright brothers, for example. They didn't just accept that heavier objects couldn't fly. They questioned why, and through their experiments and observations, they discovered the principles of flight and proved that anything could fly if it's properly designed. So how can you start challenging norms and thinking like a genius? First, you need to cultivate a sense of curiosity and ask questions. Don't be afraid to dig deeper and challenge conventional wisdom. Then, observe and analyze patterns. Pay attention to the world around you and look for trends and patterns that others might miss. Finally, experiment and innovate. Don't be afraid to try new things and break the rules. By following these steps, you'll be well on your way to thinking like a genius. Number 5, develop the skill. Some people might tell you that thinking like a genius is a gift, not something that can be learned. However, studies in neuroscience and psychology prove otherwise. According to Dr. M.G. Phosphorus, thinking like a genius is a skill that can be developed through deliberate practice, mental exercises, and a willingness to push your own boundaries. It's not an inherent trait, but rather a set of learnable behaviors and habits that anyone can acquire. In his book, A Mind for Numbers, Dr. Marcus du Sautoy, a professor of mathematics at the University of Oxford, argues that mathematical ability is not solely determined by genetics, but is greatly influenced by environmental factors such as education and upbringing. He emphasizes that with proper guidance and practice, anyone can improve their mathematical skills. Similarly, Dr. Barbara Oakley, a neuroscientist and best-selling author of A Mind for Numbers, believes that anyone can learn to think like a genius. She highlights the importance of understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge to optimize your learning and creativity. So how do you develop this skill? Simple. By embracing curiosity, staying obsessed, and letting your mind wander freely. Combine ideas and challenge the norm. And most importantly, practice, and practice some more. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you'll gradually develop the ability to think like a genius. And just remember to be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey. Thinking like a genius is not a destination, but a lifelong adventure filled with endless possibilities. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos that help you reach your full potential. Thank you for watching and see you next time.